In D.C. as we speak, discussions going on for more healthcare reform. They call it healthcare reform. I don't know that that's really what it is. Certainly at first it seemed to me to be a frontal assault on health insurance companies. Joe Lieberman was the holdout for a long time. We don't know at this point exactly which way it's going to go. Now, the motivation for all of this, we're told, at least a component of it, is to somehow reduce costs. Right? Everyone, we're told, whether you're on the right or the left, in the center, up, down, middle, everyone agrees it's too expensive. Okay. Do you have the government step in and take things over and make it more efficient? Because frankly, it'd be the first time in history that that's happened. Or do you look to those in the dreaded private sector who perhaps have had some degree of success in lowering costs, streamlining treatment and efficient providing of that treatment? Well, guess what? Mary Hiller is president of a group called MedExpert International. They're based out in the San Francisco Bay Area, and Mary has taken some time to join us. Mary, how are you?
Just fine. How are you, Jeff?
I am doing great. I appreciate you taking time to be here.
Well, it's my pleasure.
Well, your employee and an old buddy of mine, Michael, sent me all sorts of information about what you guys were doing, and I thought, you know what? You've been able to cut costs without the government stepping in and doing it. So tell us how to do it.
What we've done, and I should say that we've been at this, personally I've been at this for 25 years, and MedExpert has been at this for 10 years, but we focused on trying to provide individuals with current, unbiased, and accurate information. And the premise we were working on was that if you allow an individual to know the pros and cons of all their options, that we were actually trusting that the individual would make better decisions for themselves, which has proved out. And then what the results that just were verified with a very large organization group, 130,000 people over 2 years, is that if you let people make better decisions and they have better results, that it'll cost less money.
Mm-hmm.
And this was just a hypothesis for the 10 years we were working, because everyone assumed that no one wants 2 surgeries if only 1 is needed. Nobody wants 10 drugs if only 3 is needed. But what we were just able to validate is that we actually, and again with a somewhat controlled group, 130,000, more than 130,000 people, for the average annual savings was just shy of 16% per year. And it sounds staggering,
mm-hmm.
but compared to where we can go, it really isn't. Because if you believe the think tanks like RAND, Price Waterhouse, our own think tank, we all sort of are in the unscientific realm of saying that 50% of all health care is absolutely unnecessary.
Okay. 50%.
That's the current thinking. RAND in 2004 conducted a study and found that only 46% of the time when you were leaving a physician's office did you get the correct information. And that is not saying anything against the physicians. It's not an indictment against them. Our health delivery system really doesn't permit 20, 30 minutes per patient.
Mm-hmm.
These physicians have to operate in a realm of 2 to 3 minutes with a patient.
Right.
What the issue is that we're the recipients of what's called doubling of information. When we first started this 15, 20 years ago, information was doubling every 12 years. 10 years ago, it was doubling every 9 years. Now it's doubling in less than 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
So the amount of information that anyone has to glean through is astronomical. And that's what MedExpert focused on. That's all we do. We're a medical information company. We utilize 2 advancements in technology. One is artificial intelligence, and the other is supercomputing that has made possible what we actually do.